You really surrender to that frequency, of pure love. Let it be. Let it be. Maybe you even do connect to Mother Mary. There's a reason it came to my mind. She is the embodiment, the archetype of that heart space, compassion, forgiveness. Just allow. Us healers, we're not here to change people, really. We are here to emit the frequency of love, the frequency of truth, the frequency of authenticity, the frequency of change. What they're going to do with it, it is none of our business, because it's part of free will, right? We, us healers, we are a gift to this world. We are a tool that the divine sends to people to give them that resource to change. But we're not here to push. We're not here to force, right? They have to come towards the light. They have to be ready to do the work, to take accountability, to remove denial. It's not a how many people you've healed and how many people follow you, and it's not a indication of the quality of the healer that you are. And I say this to you guys all the time. Unique mission. Some healers are meant to work with millions. Some healers are meant to just really work with literally handful of people that will then, it's a chain reaction. And you cannot take it upon yourself that someone is not listening to your messages or someone is not understanding properly. None of our business. And it's like you understood that. I feel like you're really sitting in this place of surrender. I want one more for that 5 of Wands and that Wheel of Fortune, because it's sort of a temperance. Patience, balance, healing. I feel there's still, it's like you're really surrendering. Listen to that song. I'm going to listen to it after. It's such a beautiful song, such a healing frequency. It's like you understand now that there's still some shadows within you that you need to work through. There's still some internal conflicts, but now you are in such strong self-awareness that you just surrender to the flow, surrender to love, surrender to your mission. And I always say this to you guys, when we do shadow work, we're not supposed to carve out. I say it as a mantra almost every reading. We're not supposed to carve out the shadow and throw it to the bin. We're supposed to love it, embrace it, because it's not going anywhere. And it was created to protect us. We're supposed to give it thanks, give it healing, make it feel comfortable until the point that it's just going to retire. It's just going to be dormant, right? And if it sometimes pops up, it means that our defense systems are activating. But if you're self-aware, you can really manage that internal conflict. And I'm also hearing, and that's a thing within people who are truly healed, we become the observers. So when the emotion comes in, when sort of internal conflict comes in, it's like we take a step back and we look at our human. My human is in a little bit of conflict. The unit is not functioning properly. I will just observe what happens, right? It's like you need to make an assessment before you evaluate what repairs are needed, right? So you take a step back as a soul, you look at your human, and like, what's really going on here? What's happening with you, human? Okay, this emotions came through, so it must be coming from this shadow. But the other thing within you is sort of a fighting. So we have a bit of an internal conflict. Let's see how things develop, right? So you just observe. You observe your emotions. You observe your reactions. You observe, the chemistry of your body. You observe where you feel this emotion in your body. And then you just let it be. Let it be. Not everything. It's the urgency of the modern world, the patriarchal, distorted masculine world that says that everything needs fixing. Not everything needs fixing. You are perfect just the way you are. And the emotion comes in. Okay? You feel it. You don't have to understand why it came to you. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to remove it. Just let it be. 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 Yeah. Just let it be. I feel like you know this, that it's part of destiny. It's part of, that's what it is. It's the up and down. What goes up must go down. It's the black, it's the white. It's the yin and the yang. It has to exist within you, right? It doesn't just, again, when you are in a place of light, it's not like darkness doesn't exist within you or in this world. It's the biggest misconception. It's just that we know how to manage it. And when we're healed, we understand. Sometimes, I went through this a couple of months ago, actually, when I was feeling like 555 on a timer. I was feeling so down, and I was like trying to understand, but why? And then it just came to me in a download, this exact statement: what goes up must go down. I had this amazing moment in my life, in my career, of just, I've created so many things, I've shifted, and it was all like, I wasn't even sleeping for like weeks. I was so excited. It was also right. And then something happened, and instead of trying to understand that, they just sent this sentence to me: what goes up must go down. Now I'm a little bit, it's okay. Just observe. Allow it to be. Allow it to be. Beautiful. All right. I want to do two things with you guys. I want to quickly ask how the source see you, how your guides see you, for confirmation. And then we're going to do maybe a few of my oracles. What is it that you still need to balance? Your masculine, your feminine, and maybe if we have time, some guidance. So how your guides see you in your energy right now? How does source see you? The Most High. Beautiful. Two more. This down. Oh, one more, please. And we have another mirror. There's something with this, what I'm just seeing? I'm literally seeing an actual mirror. So maybe it's a detail for some of you. In the free decks, we have that mirror card, and also the duality, the black and white. There's something in there that you would know this collective, how it resonates. Let me know. But it's like maybe you actually looked in an actual mirror and you saw yourself differently, or you had a download as you look in the mirror. It sometimes happens, right? There's something here. All right. So this is what we have. Your first card is Sea Serpent. This is your Kundalini. This is your sacral energy. This is your I always say this, especially powerful for us feminists, because this is our womb space. This is our sacral space, the center of our wisdom, what connects us to the universe. Our wombs are connected to the cosmic womb. Our wombs are connected to each other. Every womb that ever existed, there's a link. It's sort of like a grid of the quantum field, right? Because it's the portal. Our wombs are portals from this physical world to the spirit realm. Through this portal, all energy, all life comes through. This is why femininity, us women, we're the creative force. And I don't just mean children, but all the downloads, all the inspirations, all the ignitions, it comes from our womb. Maybe you've been doing some womb work as well, but I feel like this is more that it's really, they're really showing me like this, your energy point, like the sacral, like this is just really pumping, juicy, orange, amazingness of a color. Innocence as well, I'm hearing. And we have that Mother Mary. Maybe you have been doing some womb work. It may be a detail just for some of you, but maybe you have been doing some sacral cleansing, some womb work, some return to innocence, sort of a thing, which is a beautiful thing. It's like now you understand Remember we mentioned in the beginning that you release like expectations and entitlement. I want this, I want that. It's like you, it's about your mission. It's the wisdom of our womb that helps us to do that. It's the wisdom of our womb. If all women, okay, side note, but maybe it's something that, again, as everything, there's a reason it comes to my mind. If all women had a very healthy sacral space connected to their wombs, there would be no karmic relationships. Because we would understand that our body is a sacral temple, and a center in the heart of this body is our womb. And only true soul connections that devote themselves to us, higher soulmates, twin souls, are allowed in our presence, are allowed to merge their body with our physical body, right? It's a sacral space. Is the reason it's coming to my mind. It will resonate with the right collective. We have the hog, and hog is also a symbol of, look how beautiful that looks, of being adaptive, of being able to see things from different perspectives, to be the observer, to look close, to look from the far. And we've discussed this. So it's like they know you now, this collective, you shifted, and you have the capability of see, hear, and understand the messages from divine differently. Sometimes you just allow things to be, right? And we have that flow. It's just about the flow, the change of life, the shifts in life, surrendering to the current. It's really beautiful energy. You do surrender to the current right now. You're not forcing things. You're not wanting to, things to be a specific way. And it's such a beautiful place because it truly means that your crown is open and glowing, because with an open crown, we completely release earthly attachments. We completely release what I want. We start to embody the mindset of, what can I give? What is my gift? What people going to do about it? Not my problem, okay? Not my problem. You may not be ready, right? People who listen to you, people that they might not all be ready, and it's absolutely okay. The wiser the messages, the fewer people will actually follow. Why, those readers who create 3 minutes video, yes, I can smell it, I can feel it, abundance is coming, you're gonna be a millionaire, and your Prince Charming is gonna look like Jason Momoa, it's like coming, he's gonna be here on Friday. Because everyone wants to hear that. No one wants to hear, dude, you gotta be the change. You gotta put that finger towards you. Remember that. But I feel like you do, because you're shifted. And we have the elephant. The elephant embodies that. There's a reason I mentioned this to you, because the elephant embodies, remember what we said, the difference between master of destiny and victim of fate. You now understand truly and fully what does it mean to be the master of your destiny. Nothing will stop you. There's no thing that they could put on your path that will stop you, because you understand your natural, beautiful, unique frequency. Nothing will stop you, because you don't need validation right now. You've released that. You're really connected to the wisdom of your body, to the wisdom of your spirit, to the wisdom of your womb, to the current of life, to just being the observer of life. So whether you're just gonna listen to guidance and follow them, and you're gonna understand that it's not the physical result that is a confirmation, are we doing a good job or not? All right? Dharma. Life is about the journey, not about the destination. Dharma. Northern Notes are at play. All right. Let's pull you. I want to do maybe free of masculine, free of feminine. What is it that you need to know? Message from your guides. And then if we have time and I feel guided to, we may do some tarot on top of that, but we'll see. What you need to work on right now. Masculine. your inner masculine. Let's do 3 cards. 1, 2, face down. Oh, face down. That's nice. All right. All right. We have number 18. Look closer. Look closer. I'm going to read through this because you guys, these are my cards. I don't remember. Number 40, does this support the life that I desire? We talk about this in a moment. And number 64, we have Satori. Satori for our masculines, it's equivalent of our Kundalini awakening. And we have that Kundalini sacral, right? I feel like you really, because it's a common misconception. I've done so many sessions, Rod sessions, explanatory videos about Kundalini. People think it's awakened, it's in one day, and boof. The serpent opens its eyes in a moment, in a destined moment, divinely calculated. Something triggers your Kundalini. If it was meant to awaken in this lifetime, you cannot force it, and it opens its eyes. And then we learn as feminines, because masculines have Satori, which is the same function, but it works a little bit differently, right? It's more of a poof, because they operate in a place of a mind. I don't want to go there right now. Again, I've done many content about this, but you have to learn to work with your Kundalini, right? It can be weeks, months, years to some. And that Kundalini, as it rises, it goes through all our energy points. It transforms us, it changes us. And the final one is the crown that we mentioned, connecting us fully to Father Universe, connecting our spiritual existence with our physical existence, fully understanding this life is a gift. I'm a spirit going through physical existence, and I came here to share my gifts and my essence with this world, right? Okay, let's read through this. Look closer. The system we live in promotes urgency and insistence. Yes, we talked about this. It pushes us to constantly chase for something. Confirmation. It doesn't encourage us to mindfully stop to examine our reality. We are taught to act on an autopilot without thinking deeper or questioning our motives. Very true. This card is your call to pick up a magnifying glass and contemplate on your reality. Are you acting in alignment with the values that you expect from others? Are you pursuing things that your soul really wants and needs? There is something in your life that you are missing. Remember, awareness is always the first step towards change. You may pull another card to get more clarity. So we've talked about this. Remember that we live in a society, in a patriarchal, distorted masculine system that wants us all to be same, that wants us all to perform, to run, to go into distractions. This is what really true journey of spirituality gives us. Because when we stop, when we start to heal, right? Again, I always say this. Healing is a process. It's a chapter in your life, and then it all becomes normality. So you no longer need as many shadow work sessions, as many meditations, but you need to sort of tap into that spirit. So when you start to sit in silence and contemplation and meditation and self-awareness, you're doing your sessions, you're healing, your shadow work, the world stops. Time slows down. You realize slowly, what's with the urgency? What's with the comparison? What's with the fitting into the mold? What's with all the conditioning? Nonsense. Rubbish. Bin. Right? Because you allow yourself to stop to look closer. And so that's what you've been doing. And continue to do that. The next card, and they linked, right? Pull the next card. Does this support the life I desire? So it really talks about, it's a bit of a declutter energy for your masculine side, right? To ask yourself before you do anything, before you think anything, right? And I think for this collective, it's more thinking, because when we are, more in the beginning of this journey, we need major decluttering. So we need to ask ourselves, okay, I'm about to see this person. Do they really support the life that I desire? Nope, maybe I have to chop, right? I'm about to do this thing. Does it really support the life I desire? The clutter of our physical life, right? I feel like this collective, you would have done this long time ago. I feel for you right now that the declutter goes more to thinking patterns, to still maybe some limiting beliefs or some conditioning, right? Question everything. So it's not, normally for this card, I would say, if you're about to do something, ask, does this support the life I desire? For you, whenever you think something, ask yourself, does this support who I am, my authenticity, my truth, my path? So if a thought comes to mind, I posted a message, it was so beautiful, like only 10 people have seen it. Does this thinking pattern support my true essence, my true mission, everything that we've been through, everything that we said? It's an expectation. It's a need for validation. Okay? And we have the Satori, it's a true awakening. I feel like this is that confirmation, because the Kundalini is the feminine. Feminine starts everything. It's the ignition. It starts, it's a beautiful message for you, because it all starts in where did we have that? I want to grab that. Hold on. It all starts with your Kundalini. The feminine is always the beacon of change. It's the start. It's the creation. We are the creation because we have that portal. So the Kundalini starts to rise, right? You start to heal your feminine side, but you have a masculine within as well, and the masculine part has to awaken as well. And that's sort of that culmination of like you really reach the end of magnetizing, activating, and really working with that Kundalini energy, and it reached your crown, truly connecting you to Father Universe. What we said, how can I help? How can I support? How can I help this world? Without wanting anything in return. Because remember what we also said, abundance. I trust that no matter what I do, abundance doesn't have to come from my mission. I trust that I will always have in this physical world what I need, provided by Father Universe, to fulfill my mission. If I don't have more, it means that right now I don't need that. It is not needed. I trust. Let's see your feminine. Let's do 3 as well. Look closer. Journal. Okay. Maybe whenever I feel like there may be still some limiting beliefs, conditioning. This damn program is really hard to remove. I'm telling you, it's really hard to remove. And they constantly upgrading, they constantly updating, they constantly inventing new things to like keep us in the prison of the mind, in the prison of the program, in the prison of the loop. And I feel it's sometimes more difficult for us, I don't want to say this, it's like more difficult for us feminists, but our dominion is not the physical world, it's the spirit realm. So when you awaken, when you become like high priestess, divine feminine, you're more like floating around that kind of a world. So sometimes you don't even pick up these silly differences and you can get caught. So we have to be really mindful. Do you know what I mean? It would make sense. One more for Satori. Hold on. All right, got it. You guys, I feel like you're my kindred spirit, this collective. We have my favorite card, I swear. But okay, let's start from the beginning. We have that journal. Remember what we said? So maybe journal. I feel like most spiritual people journal. We journal, right? It's an important part of our existence. But you know, there's a part of your journey where you don't necessarily have to do this. Remember what I said to you, it's like it becomes normality. This life that when we are finalizing our healing and it becomes, we ground, it becomes everyday life, right? So maybe you haven't been journaling as much recently, but maybe you should. Every time those conditioning, those limiting beliefs, every time that it comes through, write that down, write about it. So journal. For the support the life that I desire, we have mind, body, soul, very powerful card. It's an important part of our feminine energy to always be and make sure that the relationship between our body, our soul, and mind is important. We've discussed this as well when we talked about your room and your current and your kundalini. There's a profound synergy between mind, body, and soul. By fostering this connection, you become more attuned to your thoughts and your emotions. Your awareness enables you to self-regulate. Yes, so maybe in order to really tap into what is still a limiting belief that is not supporting my existence, you really need to be on point right now with that connection. So maybe you should have a bit of a routine, right? So in the evening, even if it's just like half an hour for yourself, spend 10 minutes journaling, and then the next 20 minutes, whatever mind and body connection you like. So you can meditate, you can do yoga nidra, you can do tai chi, you can do dancing, whatever resonates with you. There's so many beautiful tools to really connect. Breath work, right? Whatever resonates. And then with that satori, with that awakening, we had two that came together. One is develop your craft, and the other one is patience. Patience, my dear. Patience. But you're releasing that. There's something, it's only human, it's only normal. Listen, it's normal. I go through this every day, truly, right? You put so much work, you put so much effort, and it's only human to think, if I'm not seeing external results, maybe I'm doing something wrong. But no, it's just a limiting belief. You have to trust, you have to have patience, you have to understand, why are you trying to undermine the decisions of the Father Universe, right? Again, I've mentioned this to you, and I've been through this. Remember, we talked about this. I said to you that sometimes we try to find the reason. Maybe there's a blockage, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'll just let it be. Maybe I'll just let it be. What kind of a blockage? What kind of a blockage? Algorithm? Nothing is strong enough that the Father Universe, that the divine, when the time is right, my universal truth. I know that some people disagree, but I believe this. What kind of strategy on social media? What kind of algorithm? It doesn't matter. It's all in hands of the divine. Do you really think the universe couldn't snap a finger and make it happen to you when the time is right, when it's really part of your path? If it's not happening, it's for a reason, and you don't have to understand that reason. Trust Father Universe. It has infinite knowledge, but you are that universe as well, to connect to that energy. Trust, have patience. Have patience. Don't try to fight with the current, right? Focus on developing your craft. Sometimes, certain things, and I find this, again, we all have different paths, right? Some divine feminines, as they start this journey, they really are given abundance quite fast because they need it, because they don't have any other source of abundance. I've known feminists who had jobs that was really so much out of alignment, those 3D jobs, that in the beginning of the journey, they had to leave it because it was just not the right thing to do, okay? So it's relevant for their journey. I've also known feminists who maybe not necessarily didn't have, horrible 3D jobs, but their work was needed. But some of the feminists, your path is so different than the others that you need time, sometimes years, to develop your craft. If you had a fully booked calendar, if you had to work full time and hours and without no time for you, for meditation, for mind and body connection, for still developing your craft, you wouldn't have time for yourself. Sometimes the feminists that jump too soon into, becoming healers and working with people, they miss that moment. We always have to grow. And I always say this, I don't care what anyone says. You can be someone who's been doing this for 10 or 20 years. If you forget about your own growth, your own expansion, this is why I always say, yes, we're not going to need shadow works at one point. We're going to end that healing journey. It's going to become normality, as I said. But within the normality, there's always maintenance. You're always going to need a couple of times a year, maybe a little challenge, maybe a little fast, maybe a little silent retreat, maybe a little shamanic journey with your own healer, right? maybe a little inspiration, or to expand, to start doing something else. If you're not changing, if your work is not changing, look 1, 2, 3, 10 years back, you're constantly doing same, you're not growing, you're not seeing yourself differently, what's the point? Sometimes we really need time to develop certain things. So just have patience. It's one of the greatest virtues of true divine feminine. She sits in stillness, trusts and fully surrenders to the divine plan. She understands that linear time. I want to finish reading this to you. She understands, hold on. She understands that linear time is just an illusion of the physical world, and that it is not her dominion, physical world. Remember, things are happening in rooms that you're not at. What you see is only a link to the chain. Your spiritual guides have full visual of your path and paths of those connected to you. So trust in their inner guidance. Connect to your heart and crown. Anchor yourself in gratitude and the moment of now, practicing acceptance of what is. Let it be. You are being prepared. Your soul knows it's already yours.